Hello, I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company. In this, the natural gas weekly recap. Natural gas prices are slightly higher right now for the August contract, which is currently trading at 312.10, up 2.7 cents or 0.87%. Remember, this contract goes off the board on Tuesday with option expiration Monday. And as you can see here from the daily chart for the last 5 weeks, it's been a steady decline. These arrows point to Mondays. And as you can see, it's been pretty negative for the last 3 out of the 5 weeks, with only 1 week really had a positive opening, but then fell for the next 2 days. Why did this one particular move forward? Well, where the RSI was higher and we were above the 9-day moving average. Currently, right now, we're well below the 9 and 21-day moving average. So there may be some mean reversion here. Again, Monday is option expiration, so it's either $3 or $3.25. So right now we're holding above $3, but I don't see any real strength here. There is some heat in the southeast we'll talk about, but we're going nowhere fast. Let's take a look at the storage report. It came in at plus 23. And that was below expectations, which were centered around plus 30. But we are 4.7% below last year, but we're almost 6% above the 5-year average. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. As you can see right now, we're still hanging below the first pivot resistance, which is at 315.20. And as you know, Wednesday's major bar, well, midpoint of that was 316. So we've got to get above this 315, 316 level to have any chance at testing the options up here at 3.25. So let's take a look at the front to back spreads. Well, this is the Jan versus the August contract, and we're down 2.2 cents right now, as you can see here at 144.5. We've got major support at 136 and above the market at 162.10. Obviously, we've only got 2 days to trade this spread, so don't take a position here. We're going to see some profit taking probably on this particular spread. So let's turn to the Jan versus October. All you got to do here in tradingview.com, come up to the symbol search and change the symbol from Q for August to a upside down to a V for October, and just hit enter. As you can see here, we've got major support at 120. We did achieve our objective on the upside at 134.10. We've not been able to get through that. And as you can see, the last 2 days, there's been some profit taking on this particular spread. RSI is pointing lower. So let's see if this continues to contract. And here's the reason why we're not going anywhere fast. The 8 to 14-day temperature outlook is below normal for New England and is cooler for the Great Lakes all the way through parts of Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, all those major Midwestern states where there's natural gas demand typically at this time of year. Let's take a look at the tropics. Well, we've got a storm system that's moving across Louisiana and into toward Texas, which is dropping some rain in this particular area around Houston, but it is still disorganized and at this stage not going to develop. But it is dropping rain. This is the system out here in the mid-Atlantic we'll be taking a look at. As you can see, this particular area here through the mid-Atlantic, that train of storms we'll be keeping an eye on as we go into August. And as you can see, that's exactly what people are expecting. The area to monitor going into August are these particular storms as they move through the Windward Islands, get underneath Dominican Republic and Cuba and Jamaica, and head in toward Texas, Louisiana. But right now, right behind here, it's been a little disorganized. Why? There's some wind shear and some dry air. And there's another reason too. The Saharan air layer continues to push dust from the Saharan desert all the way across the mid-Atlantic and into the Caribbean. This is good for the sea life, but this just continues to really inhibit any major storm development. And the drought. And the drought then continues in the southwest, especially from San Antonio all the way back through El Paso into New Mexico, Arizona, and interior parts of the west. It is going to continue to stay dry for at least the next few months. And let's take a look at the heat index. As you can see under here, you can see right now there is still major heat indices for 81, almost 82 million people here today, mostly through the interior Appalachians and parts of the southeast. This continues to get worse as we get into next week. As you can see, we start getting some extreme heat indice problems here on Saturday. It expands on Sunday, Monday. Tuesday's the worst. 30 million people, almost 31 million people around Atlanta up into the Carolinas and parts of Florida are going to be under extreme heat risk. And that is because it's hot and humid. This starts to dissipate on Wednesday, but still 25 million people under extreme heat risk. And then it starts to push back on Thursday. What else is going on? Well, let's take a look overseas. And this is the look for August the 2nd in China. And there's some heat, very hot temperatures here in China, South Korea, and Japan. So what's going on with the JKM, which is Japan Korea marker, and the TTF, which is the tidal transfer facility, which is the marker for Europe? Well, right now, JKM is holding at a small premium, right now about 33.5 cents to TTF. And because the shipping is cheaper going to Europe from the United States than it is to Japan and Korea and China, that means that still cargoes for LNG are moving toward Europe, even though JKM is trading over TTF. And why can that happen? Because the United States does not have destination clauses in their LNG contracts, which means you buy it, you can push it anywhere in the market. It's a great arbitrage tool. So as long as Europe holds at either even flat, could be even slightly negative, but it is still going to pull cargoes, at least for this time being. Now, the RSI is starting to bottom out, which means that potentially, because of that heat in Asia and cooler temperatures moving into Europe right now, that means that probably the JKM is going to hold at a premium to TTF, at least for the next few weeks. Let's take a look at our stocks. This is the oil and gas E&P sector. These are market cap between $2 and $10 billion and a high short float over 10%. Well, everything's down today. Unfortunately, for the week, this doesn't really look so much better. It really has been a tough week for the stocks. Murphy Oil and Gas up almost 7%. Northern up almost 4%, but the natural gas weighted stocks, CNX and CRK, are both down between 7 and almost 10%. So again, recapping for the August contract, which again expires Tuesday, we are currently trading at 3/12/30, up 2.9 cents or 0.94%. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.